Joining me now in this exclusive Sportskeeda.com interview is a lady who really needs no introduction, but I'm going to give her one anyway. She is the four-time Knockouts Division champion. She's the reigning champion currently, and quite frankly, she's one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. She is the one and only Miss Mickie James. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm so good. How you doing?
Doing very well. I've been enjoying seeing you go all hardcore country as the champ now for a while.
You know, I enjoy hardcore country. I've missed her a lot, and you know,
I think we all did.
World champion, you have to kind of bring some sass.
Absolutely. You returned to Impact late last year. Of course, you're kind of a legend in the company in the Knockouts division. You helped shape and mold it over the years. But coming back last year, what was different about Impact than some of your previous incarnations there?
I think it's just where I'm at in wrestling right now, and then what I've been doing it for so long, and it's just a different energy. And I come into a locker room, and obviously, I feel like the Knockouts division has always killed it, and they've been always given so many incredible opportunities, and they were well ahead of the curve. Obviously, when it came to women's wrestling, I've always felt that way. But to be able to come back and obviously do all the stuff to lead to Empower and build all that up, and then come back even still and have some incredible matches with Deanna, and I never take she's legitimately one of the best in the world, and certainly one of the best women I've ever been in the ring with. But then have this incredible I'm on a hell of a ride right now. It's pretty amazing, and I'm very grateful, and I'm very excited about it. And now, as the fourth time being the Knockouts World Champion, to come back to Impact and represent this championship. And hardcore country, and everything that Mickie James is. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you talked about the run you're on currently. You've had such a decorated career, but it had to feel sweet to come back home to Impact and win the title right off the bat and kind of reassume your place at the top of the Knockouts division, wasn't it?
Of course. No, it's been amazing, and it didn't come without obviously. So much has happened in even a year, so I think for me to be sitting where I'm at as the Knockouts World Champion, and to have this kind of reminder of who Mickie James is and who hardcore country is, and she was kind of born here at Impact, and I think that's what has made this so special too, is because I can kind of go back to my roots and just be me, and just I'm having fun. I'm having fun in wrestling, and I'm having fun in just the different conversations and the different people, especially because when the women that are in the locker room now are so hungry, and so it's so different because they're all so good, and there's so much talent, and now there's so many places to go and to really shine. So it's just a fun time to be in wrestling, and now 20 years into it, it's just kind of crazy. It's crazy.
And this time around, you've had the opportunity to really make a lot of history, and in just the short time that you've had this title reign, you've wrestled all over the world with different promotions. You've appeared alongside your husband in the NWA. It's no secret that you were at the Royal Rumble this year representing Impact with the championship belt. What's that been like to kind of have this experience where you've kind of had this smorgasbord of wrestling since you've made your comeback to Impact?
That's what I said. I was it's fun. It's fun because I can, I do have the freedom where I can go without those opportunities, because NWA and obviously Impact already have a great relationship. And then to be able to go back as the Knockouts World Champion to WWE and kind of do something, a real cool piece of business, for both of us, but also for myself. And kind of, present hardcore country to the WWE audience for the first time. And then, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And, it's crazy because people, you don't really often see the forest from the trees. And that's why I say, even in the past year, if you would have told me that back in April, I would have just been oh, you're nuts. I just want to get this. I want to prove with this women's pay-per-view that it's awesome, and obviously it did, and I'm hella grateful for that. And then I'll see where it goes from there, because I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do or where I wanted to kind of sit in wrestling, and so obviously I love it, and I always will. And so it's just really interesting. It's kind of mind-boggling sometimes, because I go like, is this really my life right now? Like, this is insane.
Well, speaking of your life, you not only away from the ring, you balance being a champion wrestler with being a champion mom and a champion wife. And then I saw also recently you've been playing a lot of gigs, or several gigs out there as a singer and a performer. How do you ever have time to breathe?
It's a lot. It's a lot. No, I mean, we do a lot. I'm super grateful for my husband. He's always supportive. Obviously, it takes a village, because I'm also a mom. And my son always he comes first and foremost for me. And so it is a lot. It's a lot to balance between NWA and Impact, and then going back for WWE and the media. With being a champion, you're doing all the media, you're doing all the events and all of those things. And along with, I just did the Child Help Gala and that event for the Drive the Dream Gala, and I had a concert with Chapel Hart for my music, and I've been in the studio recording. So, scheduling, sometimes misscheduling, all the things. So it's a lot, but somehow I manage. And I manage because I got a great group of people and a great team and an awesome husband and people who love me and support me, and my mom and my sister and all that to kind of help me,
Absolutely. You have your hands full in Impact Wrestling right now as well, because you've got a couple contenders that are snapping at your heels for your championship. And as a matter of fact, you found yourself just recently in a tag team match with these contenders. And how did the match come about where you were tagging with Chelsea Green against Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans?
Well, obviously, I was going to have a match with Chelsea because I felt like that was a match that I really wanted to have. Chelsea's my friend. I love her. I respect her. And I know I couldn't make it for the championship, obviously, because I had the championship on the line. I had no surrender against Tasha. But I just wanted to kind of, have a match with Chelsea anyway. And Tasha, obviously, as she does, she likes to insert herself in pretty much everything. And she did. She inserted herself in our match, and she kind of, so obviously, but that was kind of cool too, because then I finally got to team with Chelsea, which was also a lot of fun. So, it was kind of a blessing in a way, but however, Tasha kind of got one up on me in that match, so I wasn't too pleased with the outcome.
Well, as I mentioned, she's got her eyes on the prize, and she's carrying around the big red X right now. And how do you prepare for somebody like that as a veteran and a longtime champion? What does Tasha Steelz bring to the table as a hungry young contender?
Oh, you're right. I mean, she's clearly very hungry, and I think that Tasha is very much in the mindset because she's, up until this point, she's been seen as a tag team competitor, as a tag team athlete and champion. But you hadn't really seen her and break out as a singles role. And now in this moment, except for, can I just say that she pretty much has Savannah everywhere she goes. So that's doing all her dirty work. But with that being said, you haven't seen Tasha kind of in this place of, and I felt like she was kind of presented with this opportunity that she either had to grab the bull by the horns or not. And she chose to grab the bull by the horns. And I respect that. And she's got tons of charisma, tons of personality. She's certainly awesome on the microphone, and I love that. And she's a little bit disrespectful, and those are the mind games that you play when you want to be champion. And I think that if anything, she's really shown the world what a star that she is, and so that's pretty exciting for her. However, she's not going to go making a name for herself with the name of Mickie James, that's for sure.
You mentioned disrespect earlier, and that actually leads me into my next question. Is this going to be a battle of respect between you and Tasha Steelz? And if so, is it a matter of you're teaching a lesson in a way to a young wrestler?
Well, in a sense, I mean, obviously, I think that Tasha has what it takes to be champion, but I obviously don't intend on losing the championship to her. So she's just going to have to do that with someone else, and not the Knockouts Championship, because clearly I don't intend on losing it anytime soon. With that being said, I think that You know, you have to prepare. You have to believe yourself a winner going into any championship match, into any match. And so I kind of know that she is hungry. And I do think that deep down she does respect me in a sense, because she obviously has put a lot of time and love into this business that I love. But I do think that she would do anything to be champion. And I have to be aware of that at all times, you know, because, and she's not the only one, because at the end of the day, if you are not gunning to be the champion, then I don't know what you're doing, you know, because that's the point. You know, with the championship comes those opportunities, comes the main event spots, comes those, comes the media, comes the fans, come the money, come the extra, you know, luggage, all the things. And so it's a lot of responsibility. And so you're going to have to step up to the plate on every level. And it's not just in the ring, you know. So I hope that if she intends on trying to take my championship, that she's prepping for the mindset of living like a champion, being like a champion, because I certainly am. And I don't, you know, I want to be the Knockouts Championship for as long as I can. I want to represent this title as best I can and put some respect on it. And I think it took a lot for me to win this championship against Deanna. And we had some of the best matches that I've ever had in my life. And so, you know, Tasha better bring it.
Sacrifice is getting close. It's March 5th in Louisville, Kentucky. I was going to ask you for a prediction on who's going to walk out that night with the Knockouts title, but I think you're just going to tell me that it's hardcore country.
Hardcore country, baby.
Well, I will say this in closing. Impact is going to be celebrating pretty soon their 20th anniversary. You're a big part of their history. I don't want to look too far ahead. Obviously, we've got Sacrifice first, but Slammiversary will be a very important event this year. What would be your message to all those loyal Impact fans that have stuck by you guys through all the years?
Oh, man, thank you. Thank you for being there, because I was there since pretty much like day one, you know, as little Alexis Lurie, and to see what the company has done in the last 20 years and to have been a part of it, and from the seedling of, you know, the TNA and the Nashville Fairgrounds all the way up to, you know, everything that it's done and where we are now. And it's been amazing. And to see so many people's careers kind of flourish and do so many incredible things and break down so many barriers. It's awesome. And to now be sitting kind of at the top of the mountain as the Knockouts champion and their 20-year anniversary and so much stuff that I've been allowed to do as Mickie James, as hardcore country there. It's cool. And so we are obviously, and myself especially, we're always grateful for our fans and their loyalty and their love for us and the brand and the talent and the wrestlers and the stories, because we really love to bring that to them.
And they are grateful for everything that you've done, not just for Impact Wrestling, but for pro wrestling in general. And I'm grateful for your time today. Mickie James, good luck to you going forward as the Impact Knockouts champion. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a good day.
You too.